Welcome back to another rebuild. And for you guys here today on Madden 21, today it's going to be a realistic rebuild of the New England Patriots. And now you're going to notice at week 7, that's not the correct score of what actually happened. And the reason for that is because the most current week you can load into in Madden right now is week 7. So I just forced that loss since the Patriots did lose that game against the 49ers. That's why the score is a bit different. But if this is the first time you are seeing a video on this channel, if you are not subscribed yet, it would mean a lot to me if you could hit that subscribe button down below, especially if you like watching Madden 21 franchise content. Also, if you enjoyed this video, it'd also be much appreciated if you can hit that like button down below. But let's start going over the roster. Now, the Patriots are in kind of a weird predicament. It's kind of strange to see this team struggle because they've been ridiculously good for such a long time. But at quarterback, we have Cam Newton. I don't really know what to do with Cam because he plays really well in Madden. Cam probably could be the franchise quarterback for this team in Madden, but I do think I'm going to target somebody in the draft because I do think the Patriots are going that route in real life. I feel like they're going to target someone in the draft or in free agency or something like that. And there's definitely, a group of quarterbacks we can still land in the draft. We probably won't be able to get Trevor, but Trey Lance or Justin Fields, both of those guys will likely be available when we select in the first round. But Cam Newton, I don't really think I want as the long-term option on this team. Maybe when we come back and fantasy rebuild this team, we can keep Cam the whole time. I don't exactly know. I kind of want to draft a running back as well, or maybe go after one in free agency. But they do have James White here as their highest overall running back. He's not a bad receiving back whatsoever. 82 overall for him. He is getting old, so he will regress. Damian Harris, Rex Burkhead, Sony Michel is also, somewhere on this team. Now, injuries are turned off, but usually when you load into a specific week in a franchise, it'll typically have the players who are injured lower on the depth chart. So if someone's not starting, I'm just going to assume they're injured or they opted out because a lot of Patriots players did opt out this season. N'Keal Harry, Julian Edelman, Demier Bird, and Jacoby Myers are the starting receivers. Julian Edelman, of course, is very good, but he is very old. He's 34 years old. He's not going to stay on this team for much longer. He's probably going to retire here in a little while, to be honest. I'm probably just going to let him do that. I'm not going to get rid of him or anything like that. Maybe we can try to develop N'Keal Harry. He's still very young. I don't know how well that's going to go. The offensive line does have some good pieces. Isaiah Wynn is a really solid-looking left tackle, 79 overall, and he's still very young. He's only 24. Joe Tooney is very good at left guard. Shaq Mason's a good right guard. And I think David Andrews should still be on this team somewhere, so we'll have him back for next year. The tight end situation isn't fantastic. We'll figure out someone to start there, at some point in the future, but I'm probably just going to rock with, I guess, Ryan Izzo for right now. I'm not going to change anything to this roster for the rest of this season. I'm just going to let it go. And then on the defense, Adrian Phillips, the strong safety. We do have Kyle Duggar, though. I do want him to develop. I'm definitely going to have him starting this next season. Devin McCourty is fantastic. 92 overall superstar X Factor, but he is very old. Stephon Gilmore, there are rumors that he might get traded in real life. And it'd be really funny if that happens like right after I'm done with this video. But Stephon Gilmore is insane. Of course, a 99 overall. I don't want to trade him in this video. JC Jackson is very good. Jason McCourty, Jonathan Jones. We also have Joanne Williams down here. So they have a good group of cornerbacks for sure. A lot of depth and a good number of, younger players. Chase Winovich is a player I definitely want to get involved, probably more as an edge rusher. So maybe we eventually move this team to a 4-3. I don't know what to do just yet, but Lawrence Guy, Adam Butler, John Simon are also on the team at defensive line. Jawan Bentley is the highest rated linebacker right now. Brandon Copeland is a 73 overall, not too far behind Jawan Bentley. And then Uche down here is a 72. He's a rookie, so I definitely want to get him involved at some point in the future. So this is the roster. It's not really that good right now, which is weird to say because it's the Patriots. I'm so used to them just being dominant. But let's go ahead, finish the season. I'll let you know what the record looks like. Okay, so we did not make the playoffs this season. Didn't really expect to, though. We finished 6-10. So did the Dolphins, and then the Jets are 2-14. The Bills win the division, going 9-7. Let's check out how Cam did. 3,683 yards, 22 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. He actually struggled quite a bit. All right, so I feel a little bit more comfortable getting rid of him now after this season. Not really much of a run game here. Cam Newton was probably our most effective rusher. He had 7 touchdowns, 5 yards per carry. N'Keal Harry gets close to 1,000 yards. Julian Edelman, 9 touchdowns. Ryan Izzo gets 4. Nothing too spectacular, though, for those guys. Not many sacks let up, though, so that's kind of cool to see there. 107 tackles for Jawan Bentley. We have 7 tackles for loss for Dietrich Wise, 6 sacks for Chase Winovich, and then we have 3 interceptions for JC Jackson, 2 for Devin McCourty, Jawan Bentley, and Adrian Phillips, 1 for Stephon Gilmore, Brandon Copeland, Jonathan Jones, and Patrick Chung. 1 defensive touchdown there for Devin McCourty, no safeties, and then we have 1 blocked kick. All right. So we were 21st in the NFL on offense. Defensively, we were 21st as well. All right. So MVP is going to Patrick Mahomes. Russell Wilson gets robbed once again. That's kind of sad. AFC Offensive Player of the Year is Patrick Mahomes. Cam Newton makes it at number 8. I didn't really expect to see him anywhere near this, but all right. Defensive Player of the Year is Patrick Queen of the 15-1 Ravens. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Justin Herbert. Defensive Rookie of the Year is Patrick Queen. Kyle Duggar, though, number 5. Would have been really spectacular if he could have won that somehow. But anyway, I'll see you guys now in the Super Bowl. The Browns and the Seahawks are in the Super Bowl. Let's go ahead, advance to the first week of the offseason. I think the Browns are going to win. I never vote against them. They do 42-35. Let's go ahead and check out the team, though. Anyone up in development trade? I don't really expect anyone, at least on the offense, to be up here. We can also get the full roster back, so we can kind of take a look at what, we're dealing with here. Julian Edelman went ahead and retired. All right, good to know that. I don't think anyone on the offense is up in development trade, but then on the defense, maybe Jawan Bentley, he is up. Okay, he's a 76 overall. Adrian Phillips went up to superstar? Okay. I mean, that's a bit random. I don't know how much longer I want him on the team, but I mean, all right, I'll take it, I guess, for now. Dante Hightower is also back. Brandon Copeland went up in development trade. I don't really want him starting too much more, though. I definitely want Josh Uche to get some reps. I hope I'm pronouncing his last name correctly. Probably not. But yeah, okay, this is what the team looks like. It definitely is a lot better, obviously, with all the starters, back in the correct positions. But I'm looking to make this team pretty solid heading into this next year. So I don't want to advance just yet because I do want Joe Tooney back. We should have the money for this, and Joe Tooney is a very good guard. Dante Hightower, I also wouldn't mind bringing back for like 2 more years. I think he'll be fine. David Andrews is still pretty good. JC Jackson I want back. Cam Newton, I'm not going to bring back to the team. We're going to let him go. We have a lot of free agents, but I feel like a lot of these guys are just old and not really worth it anymore. How much money do we even have? We should have enough, right? Yeah, $104 million. Okay, let's give JC Jackson a rather lucrative contract. He's coming back to the team. There we go. I definitely want him. He's still very young, and he's an 84 overall. He's still great. David Andrews, a 2-year contract. Perfectly fine with this. We also still have $90 million to spend. He's coming back to the team. Joe Tooney, I do want for a couple more seasons as well. Even though he's getting, close to 30, he should still be a good left guard for the time being. So he's coming back to the team. And now, seeing as how much money we have, I'm definitely going to give Dante Hightower a contract for another couple seasons. I don't mind this at all. He's going to test out free agency. Okay, well, I guess he minded it. Let's hop into free agency, see if we can get, him back onto the team there. If anything, I can probably snag some kind of linebacker in the draft. Maybe not, actually. Maybe I just go out and sign somebody now. If we're not able to get Dante Hightower, I feel like I can go that route. But anyway, here in free agency, Trent Williams is a top free agent. We could go after Todd Gurley. That would be interesting. I'm not going to do that, though. We could bring Gronk back. Not going to do that either. Surprisingly enough, there aren't, like, any 90-plus overall running backs. There are usually a couple at this point. Okay, so I'm going to try to draft a running back, I think, and see how that goes. But let's check out the rest of free agency here. So Trent Williams is very good. I don't think I'm going to, snag him, though. So Dante Hightower, I do really want. There really aren't any, good linebackers beneath him. I'll try to give Dante Hightower another contract. Maybe we can just land him for 1 year now. We got Dante Hightower on the team. He's the only player we got as of right now. I went after a bunch of receivers. I gave him really small contracts, though. As you can see, I went after Kendrick Bourne, Josh Gordon, and David Moore. We're not going to get David Moore. I'm just going to leave that contract there in case the game glitches, and actually, he accepts it. Very much doubtful, but let's see what happens here this next week. We don't have any news on those guys. Let's check out these 5th-year options, though. Isaiah Wynn. He is very good. I don't mind giving him this 5th-year option. Sure, why not? We did not get David Moore or Kendrick Bourne as of right now, and I can't go back into free agency. So let's just hop straight into the draft. Let's start the NFL draft. Let's see where we select. We have the 10th overall pick. Okay, I'm going to simulate straight to that pick, and I think I'm going to go with a quarterback. And I'm pretty sure I know which quarterback I want. The quarterback I want right now is Justin Fields. He's going to come in and replace Cam Newton. Let's go. He's a 74 overall, hidden development trade. Ranked number 23, took him at number 10. I think that's a fine draft pick, though. He should develop really well with this offense. And I'm hoping he can get maybe into the upper 80s after this season if he can have a really, really good year. But we definitely have to give him, some receiving options and, maybe a better running back here. So let's see who I want to take here. I was going to go with Chuba Hubbard, but he's actually not available. But I guess for now, we should go ahead and select a receiver. So Devonta Smith is really solid. Mid-first round talent, we're going to take him right now. He's a 75, and he also has a hidden development trait. Let's go. He's probably going to develop into this team's #1 receiver. But for now, I might have him as the 2 in the slot, but he will most certainly become the best receiver on this team in a short period of time. So none of the running backs I put on my draft board are still here at the moment, but we do have Kylan Hill. I know nothing about him because the scout decided not to, go ahead and scout any running backs. Kylan Hill, welcome to the team. He does have hidden, but he's only a 68. Okay. I don't think I'm going to have him start this next season. He's just going to be the backup to Sony Michel. I was really hoping to get Chuba Hubbard, man. I was hoping he'd fall to the 2nd round. I think I'm going to trade this draft pick away because I know nothing about this draft class right now, which is fantastic. And, that's kind of what the scout's for. That's why I put everything on auto scouting. I'm just going to take a 4th next year from the Bears. I don't really want any more draft picks for this year. I think I might just go with another receiver right now, Because why not, man? Tamori and Terry is still available. I actually got a suggestion in the comments to select Sage Surratt in one of these rebuilds, so I'm going to do that right now. He's going to be on the team. He's a 70 with normal. I think Tamori and Terry is a higher overall, but I'm pretty sure I selected him pretty recently. So Sage Surratt is just going to be most likely the third receiver on this team. Honestly, I should just simulate to the end of the draft. Like, I know nothing about any of these players. Like, what's the point of me even being here right now? I'm going to take this center who was supposed to go in the 4th round. Hopefully he's all right. He's a 61. He's definitely not all right. I know nothing about the rest of these guys. I'm just going to go to the end of the draft. The computer got me a 66 and a 66. All right, interesting. Those guys might actually play a little bit just because our defensive line isn't that good right now. We'll kind of see how it goes. Let's see who was selected up until our pick and then, you know, directly after. So Trevor Lawrence goes to the Giants, 1st overall. Jamar Chase goes to the Jets. Penei Sewell going to the Jaguars there at number 3. Patrick Surtain going to the Vikings. Dylan Moses, Sean Wade, Alex Leatherwood, Micah Parsons, Marvin Wilson, and then Justin Fields round out the top 10. Jalen Waddle going directly after to Washington. Gregory Rousseau to the Colts. He fell a lot. He usually goes really, really early, so that's a really, you know, solid draft pick there by the Colts. Javon Holland going to the Dolphins, and then Creed Humphrey to the Chargers. Sam Cosmi, left tackle, going to the Panthers to round out the top 15. All right, so I think we did pretty well in this draft. I definitely think we built properly for the future. I'm definitely going to be looking, you know, into these next couple future drafts to build this team even more. This will be the team heading into this next season. So it's an 80 overall, 80 offense, 80 overall defense. The offense has a lot more potential now to develop. So Justin Fields is going to be the starting quarterback. At least start development for him. Of course, he's a rookie, so he's a ton of development opportunity. And then at wide receiver number 2, we have Devonta Smith. I mentioned this when we drafted him, but I think he's going to move, you know, to be the number 1 receiver at some point, probably at the end of this season. The offensive line looks a lot better now that David Andrews is back. Same thing with Marcus Cannon. The tight end situation still isn't fantastic, but maybe Ryan Izzo can develop a little bit. He's 25 years old, so he definitely still has a chance, but I wouldn't mind, you know, replacing him after this year if we can. And then defensively, I moved Chase Winovich to left outside linebacker, just so he's more of an edge rusher on this team. I didn't really want him playing defensive end and then being like a 3-4 D end. I'm sure he can do that perfectly fine, but I want him edge rushing with Josh Uche here on the other side. I hope he can develop well this season. He's still super young, so he has a ton of opportunity as well. Kyle Duggar is going to be the starting strong safety. We have a really good free safety duo. I'm going to keep Adrian Phillips on the team because why not? And then Stephon Gilmore, J.C. Jackson, Jonathan Jones are the corners. I also think Jason McCourty retired. Either that or we didn't bring him back to the team. I don't really remember what happened, but it's all right. We also have Lorenzo Neal Jr. and Osa Odigizua starting on the defensive line, along with Bo Allen. So we really don't have a good D-line at all. We have to replace the interior guys after the season for sure. Lorenzo Neal and Odigizua might be able to stay as like depth defensive linemen. I don't really know if they're going to develop well enough to start. We'll kind of see what happens. And then Dante Hightower and Jawan Bentley are the 2 middle linebackers on this team. So I don't expect this team to make the playoffs. I just need this team to develop this season. Okay, so I kind of think the team is playing really badly. Yeah, we're 1-6. Exactly what I expected. I wonder if it's because we only have an 80 overall running back. I don't know. Maybe we can sign a better one in, you know, this offseason and see how that goes. Justin Fields has superstar development, though. Devonta Smith has star. Kylan Hills is not revealed. I imagine it's just star, though. I don't think we have anything else to reveal on this team. But, you know, I don't think this team is the best right now. I didn't really expect them to make the playoffs this year. But Stephon Gilmore needs to come back to the team, and I certainly want him back. Devin McCourty, I don't really know about. Actually, a 1-year contract I'm good to give him. Dante Hightower, I will talk about at the end of the season again. Sony Michel, I don't really want back on the team. Jawan Bentley, I would like back, though. He's definitely not too bad. So I feel like Jawan Bentley, Devin McCourty, and Stephon Gilmore are the only 3 players I'm going to bring back right now. Yeah, this team played terribly this season. We finished 3-13. All right, let's quickly go over these stats. Justin Fields had 4,193 yards with 21 touchdowns to 20 interceptions. Yeah, he didn't have a good year at all. Sony Michel was better than I expected, but still not great. N'Keal Harry had over 1,000 yards. Jacoby Myers did pretty well. Devonta Smith didn't really do anything. He had a lot of catches, but didn't really do too much with them. Isaiah Wynn was pretty bad, but everybody else was, you know, really good on the offensive line. Dante Hightower had 123 tackles. We had 14 tackles for loss for Josh Uche, 14 for Lorenzo Neal Jr. as well. He had a good season, actually. He led our team in sacks. We had no pressure. Maybe we have to switch to a 4-3 after this. I don't really know. Jawan Bentley, Dante Hightower, Devin McCourty, J.C. Jackson, and Stephon Gilmore all had 2 picks, and then 1 for Jonathan Jones. 1 touchdown for Josh Uche. We have no safeties, and then blocked kicks. We have 1 from Uche as well. All right, 22nd in the NFL on offense. Defensively, we were probably pretty bad. We were 10th, actually, in terms of yardage, so not actually all that bad. Jacoby Brissett's going to win MVP. Colin Kaepernick at number 2. All right. Interesting top 2 players. AFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Colin Kaepernick. Defensive Player of the Year goes to TJ Watt. We do have Dante Hightower, though, at number 4. Juwan Bentley at number 10. Offensive Rookie of the Year still goes to Justin Fields. I'll take that. Also, Devonta Smith at number 4. Okay. We have Kylan Hill then at number 9. Defensive Rookie of the Year. Lorenzo Neal at number 3. And that is it for the Patriots. So this was a really bad season, but at least Justin Fields won Offensive Rookie of the Year. I'm hoping he's somewhere in the 80s and can bounce back his sophomore year. The Saints and the Chiefs are in the Super Bowl now. This is a very common Super Bowl in Madden. Let's go ahead and check out who's going to win. The Saints, 31-20. Are going to be the Super Bowl champions. All right, well, anyway, let's go over these development trade upgrades. Justin Fields, not up in development. Never expected him to be. We do have Devonta Smith, though, up to an 81. He is our number 1 receiver, kind of like I said he would be. And then defensively, Juwan Bentley did not go up, but Uche did. That's kind of cool. Devin McCourty retired. Don't like seeing that. Lorenzo Neal is actually up in development trait. That's really cool to see, too. Okay, so we have to make some changes to this team for sure. I think it's going to start out on defense. I think I'm going to move to a 4-3. Maybe we can have Uche and Winovich be edge rushers, and then Lorenzo Neal will be a defensive tackle. I'm good with that, and then we'll just need another linebacker to be an outside linebacker. I think I can probably get that done. But let's go ahead and make sure there's no other free agents I want to bring back. Sony Michel is the top guy. I don't really want him. Dante Hightower, I'll give him a 1-year contract if he wants it still. Raise this a little bit. See if he wants to come back to the team. He's going to test out free agency once again. Okay. Adrian Phillips is our only free safety, but I actually don't mind letting him go. I don't mind letting pretty much everyone here go. I think we can replace all those guys. I'm kind of done with a lot of starters we just had on the team. You know, they didn't really do all that much, so it's fine. $78 million just about to spend. Jair Alexander is always available. I'm not going to go after him, though. We have a really good cornerback core. I don't really need him. Orlando Brown, I do really badly want, though. We could really use a new right tackle. I'm just going to give him this base contract. Actually, I'm going to move it down a little bit. I'm going to give a contract to Michael Gallup as well. We have a ton of money, so I think it's worth it to spend a lot right now because we can make this team a ton better just in one offseason. I'm going to give Justin Reed a contract as well. I'm going to try to have him be our free safety. And then Ronald Jones is very interesting. He's not bad at all. He's an 85 overall, still 25 years old. If we can get him for really cheap, I'm really comfortable with this contract. I don't mind having him start this next season. I'm also going to give JJ Watt an incredibly small contract. I did this in the past and it worked out. I don't know why he accepted, but he did at the end, which was amazing. If we can get him again, I'll be really happy. All right, I went after a ton of free agents. Let's see if we got them all. We got Orlando Brown, we got Michael Gallup, we got JJ Watt, and we got Leighton Vander Esch. Okay, the team looks so much better now. Let's go ahead and check out those other contracts I gave out. Justin Reed did not accept. I really want him. And then Ronald Jones, I still really badly want. Okay, so let me up this contract on Justin Reed. We still have a good bit of money. We still have $30 million. So 96 points. I'm going to up this probably into the hundreds. That's 102 total points. I'm good with that. And then Ronald Jones, I'm going to actually let this go for one more week. He's not getting any other offers, so let's see if he accepts. We got Justin Reed on the team, and we are still waiting to hear back from Ronald Jones. I really want Ronald Jones still. 42 points. I'm going to up this a little bit more. I feel like he might just end up in free agency. But still, if we can get him for really cheap, I'm going to be really happy with that. Also, we have another 5th-year option to talk about. Is this going to be like N'Keal Harry? It is N'Keal Harry. I'm not giving him his 5th-year option. We got Ronald Jones on the team as well. All right, the team is up to an 87. That was a massive offseason. But I'm actually really tempted to go Nick McAllister. He's an early first-round talent. I think I might pull the trigger on him because we do have Justin Reed, who is listed at strong safety, so he's good to play over there if I want him to. I was going to have him play free safety and then Kyle Duggar stay at strong, but Kyle Duggar hasn't really developed as much as I wanted him to. So I think I'm going to go with Nick McAllister, just based on that. He had a good draft story about him as well, so I feel like he might have a good development trait. Welcome to the team. 76 with normal. That sucks. I really thought he was going to have hidden development trait. That's fine. He's still a pretty good free safety. Not the best zone coverage, but I'm hoping that can go up throughout the season. I'm still good with him on this team. I think he's going to help out this defense quite a bit. I was really, really hoping he'd have hidden, though. That sucks a lot. I think now we should go with John Thompson. He looks like a really good player. He might be kind of fast. He skipped the combine. So that's why I really want to take him. Let me check out the draft board here quickly. We have him who's supposed to go in the first round. Then a defensive tackle later who's supposed to go in the first. And then no one else, honestly. So I'm going to go with John Thompson. 75 with normal. All right. What kind of speed do you have? 83 speed is actually not that bad at all. He could play on the edge, but I kind of want Uche to start over him, to be honest. I just took that guy just in case he had hidden, because if he did have hidden development trait, I probably would have started him at defensive end. But now in the 3rd round, maybe a tight end. He's actually supposed to go in the 7th, so I probably shouldn't take him. Dennis Brown I'm very interested in, because Dennis Brown had a good draft story about him at week 3. So I feel like that guy's at least going to have hidden. I'm going to take him now. He is a 70 with hidden. I was right. Hopefully that is, better than star. That's superstar. Our receiving core can actually get very good very quickly. But if anything else, he's just a really solid kick returner. We have 2 more first-round talent players. I'm going to go ahead and take one of them now. Desmond Jackson. 72 with normal. Rank number 22. Took him at number 98. Alright, so he's going to be just a depth, a defensive lineman, but, it's always good to snag those guys. Now, with this pick, I'm going to take a player who might actually start. It depends on his overall. I'm going to go with Jacob Delgado, a 2nd-round tight end. Late 2nd-round talent. If he can have a good development trait, that would be huge. He's a 69. Nice. But only has normal development trait. I still think he's going to start, though, because he's probably, already, just as good as any other tight end on this team. And, of course, he has way more potential. I think the last player I'm going to select in this draft is going to be Morgan Jones. He might start at outside linebacker when we switch to a 4-3, because we do need another linebacker to start in that scheme. Let's go ahead and select him now. He's a 67, normal development trait, ranked 110, took him at number 130. He was supposed to go undrafted, though. So this is a really good player to have on the team right now. I think he could play fine at outside linebacker. I think this draft went pretty well. This offseason in general, I think, went amazingly. We improved the team so much in just one offseason. We have one hidden development trait player, Dennis Brown, that we selected at least. And then the computer got me a 66 and a 64. I don't know if I had both of those guys on the draft board. I know I at least had Vincent Mayberry on the draft board. Darren Faulkner does not have hidden. They both have normal. Okay. Now, let's go over the entire NFL. Let's see who the best player in this whole class was. There's a 77 at the top. And there are actually 2 80s in this class. Eric Daniels. I almost took him. I really should have. I thought about it a lot, but I didn't think he was going to be an 80. I'll say that much. My lord, this guy's insane. 97 strength. What is his development trait? I don't even want to look at this. He is superstar. Man, I should have just taken him. I wanted to start Lorenzo Neal, but I would much rather have that guy on the team right now. Good lord, that guy's very good. And then there's a running back, Dwayne Mason. Normal development trait for him. Another running back, Derek Craig. Normal development for him as well. Alex Barton, I thought was going to be the best player in the class. This guy looked really, really solid. He went to the Falcons. He's a great player. I would have taken him if he was available at number 2, but I'm good with the free safety we landed. All right, so after this huge offseason, the team is an 85 overall, 87 offense, 84 defense. The team got so much better, and I really expect this squad to make it into the postseason. So the offense, we upgraded at running back. We upgraded at receiver. We have Michael Gallup now, and then we got a huge upgrade at right tackle in Orlando Brown. We also have a new tight end, Delgado. We're going to see what he's capable of his rookie season. And then defensively, we switched to a 4-3. Also, Jones should be starting at left outside linebacker, but we added Leighton Vander Esch to the team. We added J.J. Watt. We added Justin Reed as well. So it was a huge offseason. Lorenzo Neal is also only a 69 at defensive tackle. I thought his overall would actually go up moving in from end, but it's all right. Hopefully he can have another good season, but I'm expecting this team to do really well this season, and I'll let you know what the record is at the mid-season mark. All right, I expect this team to have a much better record right now at week 9. We are 5-3. This team is doing a lot better. 5-3 as well for the Dolphins, 4-3 for the Bills, 0-7 for the Jets. All right. Well, the team is up to an 86, looking pretty good. 88 offense and 85 defense. We still don't know the development trait of Brown, but we will figure that out at the end of the season for sure. I don't think there's any other hidden development trait players on this team, but the squad's looking pretty good. Hopefully they can, propel themselves into the playoffs this season. Now, a quick look at free agency. We have Jonathan Jones, David Andrews, Isaiah Wynn, Chase Winovich, N'Keal Harry, Jake Bailey, Joanne Williams. All right, so I want to bring back a good number of these guys. Jonathan Jones, I would like back. David Andrews, I would like back for a couple more seasons. Isaiah Wynn, I definitely want back. Chase Winovich is interesting. I feel like I should give him a contract, though, because he's pretty good still. I don't really know if I want to give him a 3-year deal. And then Jake Bailey, I'll give a contract to as well. The only player I wasn't able to get back right now was Isaiah Wynn, but I'm going to try to negotiate with him throughout the rest of the season, and I'll see you guys at the end of the year. If I don't get him back throughout the rest of the season, I guess we'll just have to franchise tag him or something. We made the playoffs this season, but we did finish 9-7, so we just barely got in. The Jets 1-15 all the way down there. Kind of sad to see that. Justin Fields had a much better season. 4,400 yards, 37 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. Ronald Jones had 4 yards per carry. Wasn't really that great, but still wasn't too bad, I guess. We're also not paying him all that much, so I don't mind him just being on the team. If there's a better running back in free agency, Ronald Jones can just be the backup. I'm good with that. Devonta Smith had a great season. Michael Gallup, 8 touchdowns. Jacob Delgado, the rookie tight end, also 8 touchdowns. Maybe a development trait upgrade for him. The offensive line was much better this season. And then defensively, 151 tackles for Leighton Vander Esch, 11 tackles for loss for Chase Winovich. He definitely deserves that contract. 13 sacks for him, 11.5 for JJ Watt, 8 for Josh Uche. The defensive line is playing a lot better. 3 picks for Vander Esch, Kyle Duggar, and JC Jackson. Kyle Duggar barely played. All right, Jawan Bentley got 2, Josh Uche got 1, Nick McAllister 1, Jonathan Jones, Justin Reed, and Stephon Gilmore each got 1 as well. I'm expecting a development trade upgrade for Leighton Vander Esch. He might even be Defensive Player of the Year because he had an insane season. 1 blocked kick then for Lorenzo Neal Jr., no touchdowns or safeties. We were 12th in the NFL in offense. I feel like defense was probably right around that as well. We were 14th. All right, so I was right there. MVP is Lamar Jackson. Justin Fields, though, at number 5. AFC Offensive Player of the Year is Justin Herbert. Justin Fields at number 5, though. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Patrick Queen. Leighton Vander Esch, though, at number 2. So close to winning that one. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Allen Green. Jacob Delgado, the tight end, though, at number 2. Defensive Rookie of the Year is Eric Daniels, Nick McAllister, Morgan Jones at 3 and 4. John Thompson at number 7. All right, so, we got a couple players up there for the awards. Sadly, we didn't really win anything, but it's fine. I still think a couple of these guys are going to go up in development trait. Let's go ahead and get a lot of these upgrade packages right now. So I'll get the defensive back boost. I will get the defensive lineman boost. And that is it for right now. And then we can go ahead and check out the overall of the Chiefs. I 100% think we're going to lose this game. We have the same overall, though. So I guess we have a chance. Let's go ahead, hop into the divisional round. Are we going to beat the Chiefs? We lose to the Chiefs. I figured that would happen. All right, let's go straight to the Super Bowl. And then I have auto scouting on, so I can just advance straight by. The Browns and the Eagles. Let's see if the Eagles can win another Super Bowl. That'd be pretty sweet. They do not. They get destroyed by that cursed amount, 28-3. All right. Well, anyway, let's go over these development trade upgrades. Justin Fields may be an X factor. He is not. Devonta Smith is up to an 88, and also Brown as superstar. So you're going to be the 3rd receiver. Delgado went up to star. That's amazing to see there. And then defensively, Leighton Vander Esch, I think, is up in development trade. I'm pretty sure he had star before this, right? He did have star. Okay, that's what I thought. Also, Jawan Bentley up. Jones up in development trade as well. JJ Watt retired. Kind of annoying, but I kind of figured that would also happen after this season. I'll have to replace him probably in the draft or the offseason or something like that. So N'Keal Harry is the top free agent. I don't want him back on the team. He can go try to be successful on another team. He's not bad right now, but normal development, just not really what I'm looking for. I think I'm going to go after a new kicker in the draft as well. And then, yeah, a lot of these other guys I'm just going to let go. It's fine. So let's hop into the offseason. I'm looking potentially to upgrade running back. Ronald Jones wasn't bad, but he wasn't really all that great. If there's a really good running back here, I will 100% sign them. The best player is Kareem Hunt. I don't really think I want to go after him because Ronald Jones is an 87, Kareem Hunt's a 91. I'm good with Ronald Jones for another season then. Who else is available here, though? Matthew Ioannidis would be pretty big. Juan Thornhill, we don't really need. Baker Mayfield, I think, was in free agency for a 2nd straight season. I'm definitely going to get some defensive tackle here, just so I have someone who can play, but I am looking to draft one if possible. So I'm going to go after Matthew Ioannidis. We got Matthew Ioannidis on the team. He was the only free agent I went after as well, so I will just advance now to the draft. All right, so we have the 19th overall pick. Let me just quickly check out the draft board because I have not looked at this class at all yet. I'm really looking for some defensive linemen. I'm just going to advance straight to pick number 19. I know, like, nothing about this draft class, by the way. Also, Marquis McBride was the Heisman winner. I knew that much. I didn't scout at all. I just went through, like, a little bit ago and just threw some players on my draft board. So let's go ahead and select someone. We have this guy here who we could select, mid-first round talent. I could probably get him next round, though. So let me see if there's anything else I need right now. But I do want some kind of defensive tackle for sure. So I'm going to go with Isaac Sawyer now. He has early 3rd round projection, and the linebackers I was looking at had mid 3rd round projection, so it's more likely this guy is going to be selected in the 2nd round. So anyway, let's go ahead and take him now. He's a 73 with normal. Really nothing crazy, but at least we signed Matthew Ioannidis. With this pick now, I'm going to try to take an outside linebacker. Hopefully, this guy is available. He should still be here because he was a mid 3rd round talent, and he's right here, Junior Malone. This guy looks really good, actually. 73 with normal. Okay, 19th. In this entire class, 86 speed, 88 acceleration. Not a bad player at all. I don't actually know if he's going to get much playtime because the one outside linebacker we have actually developed really well. He's up to star development, and he can probably go up to superstar after this season. He's up to a 74 as well, so I think I'm just going to let Morgan Jones hang out and start at outside linebacker. I'm going to take a random shot in the dark. Alexander Thurmond is awful. 65 overall, normal development trait. Figured it was worth it. I wasn't really looking for anyone else with that selection. I think now I might take a kicker because I still do need one. And we're going to take a kicker in the 4th round. All right, why not? Let's go ahead and check out the names. Joseph Perry, Andrew Brown, Bradley Barlow, Wyatt Ramsey. I was told to go with the tallest kicker, so let's go ahead, Bradley Barlow. He has hidden development trait. Okay. 88 kick power, 68 kick accuracy. I guess he's going to be the kicker. Why not, man? Hidden development trait kicker. My scout did a fantastic job once again. They are incredibly useless. I'm going to go with Julian Porter. He looks really good, actually. 68 with normal. That was a great value pick. All right, now I'm just going to go to the end of the draft. I think this draft was all right. We got at least one hidden development trait player in this kicker. Let's check out the cornerback and the wide receiver. Okay, that guy has normal. And this receiver also has normal. All right, so I only got one hidden development trait player at a very important position, so it's fine. Who is the best player in this class, though? There's a 78 corner, there's a 78 defensive end as well, and a 77 quarterback, 82 speed for him. So a pretty good-looking draft class here. A lot of those guys, actually all of those guys, they're going in the first round. The best player outside of the first round, there's two 74 overall second-round players. All right, interesting. The team heading into this next season is up to an 88, 89 offense, 87 defense. The offense is still absolutely run by Justin Fields. He had a good season last year. Hopefully he can build on that and have an even better season for his third year here. But we figured out the development trait of Brown. It's superstar development, so that's actually really cool. He's probably going to develop really well alongside Michael Gallup and Smith. Then we have Delgado up to star development. This man was actually really good last season. Hopefully he can replicate that here once again. And then defensively, I got a little bit worse, I'd imagine, on this side of the ball just because we did lose J.J. Watt. But we still do have a really good group. Leighton Vander Esch, Juwan Bentley, both up in development trait. Same thing with Morgan Jones. So I think this team is very talented, and I definitely think they should be able to make it back into the playoffs again. Let's check out what the record is here at week 9. We are 3-4. Struggling a little bit. I hope we can turn this around the second half of the year. 4-4 for the Bills and the Jets. 1-7 then for the Dolphins. All right. The only player with hidden development trait we have is this kicker, and he's played 55 snaps. So he's not even close. Stephon Gilmore is the top free agent. I still want him back. He's still insanely good. Shaq Mason, Joe Tooney, I think I'll bring back as well. Josh Uche, I definitely want. Jonathan Jones for another season, I might try to bring back. I think we still have enough money for this. We don't have to pay Justin Fields yet. We'll have to pay him next year. And that year might be the final year. So I think we can still go ahead and spend a lot of money. So Stephon Gilmore, Shaq Mason, Joe Tooney, and Josh Uche, I want all right now. I'll consider Jonathan Jones after the season. All right, so very sadly, we are not in the playoffs. We finished 6-10. The Jets made the playoffs going 7-9. Are you kidding me? We just needed one more win. Justin Fields wasn't that great. I'm expecting much bigger things from him, and he's just not really doing it. Ronald Jones wasn't great. Maybe he was part of the issue as well. I definitely think we need a new running back, but my lord, Devonta Smith, 104 catches, 1,400 yards, 10 touchdowns. He was like the only good receiving option on this team. What happened? The offensive line was pretty good as well. 118 tackles for Leighton Vander Esch. 15 tackles for loss for Vander Esch as well. 13 for Chase Winovich and Matthew Ioannidis. 9.5 sacks for Josh Uche leading the team. Winovich and Matthew Ioannidis each 6.5. 3 picks for Leighton Vander Esch. Dude, this guy just goes off. 2 for Justin Reed and Jonathan Jones. 1 for Stephon Gilmore, J.C. Jackson, and Vincent Mayberry. We have 2 blocked kicks for John Thompson as well. All right, so 27th in the NFL on offense. I feel like a lot of that has to do with our rushing numbers. And then 23rd on defense. All right, well, the passing attack wasn't that good either, to be honest. Cam Newton's at number 3 for MVP, or number 4 for MVP. My mistake. That's kind of crazy. AFC Offensive Player of the Year is Patrick Mahomes. Nobody from the Patriots. Defensive Player of the Year, Leighton Vander Esch behind Patrick Queen once again. Patrick Queen's up to a 95. No one else from the Patriots. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Deshaun Williams. Nobody from the Patriots. And then Defensive Rookie of the Year actually goes to the defensive tackle, Isaac Sawyer. Junior Malone at number 2 as well. I think he's the outside linebacker we selected. The Bears and the Bengals make it into the Super Bowl. Let's go to the first week of the offseason, though. I think the Bears are going to win. And they do, 31-24. He's down to an 81 overall. I don't really think I need him on this team anymore. I don't really want anyone who's available right now. So let's just check out the team really quickly, just to see the development traits. Devonta Smith should 100% be up to superstar, and he is not. I don't understand how, but okay. I mean, I guess that's what happens. And then defensively, Morgan Jones is up to superstar. That's cool to see. I don't think anyone else, though, is up in development trait. Was kind of hoping Sawyer would be, since he won Rookie of the Year. That's fine. The team is still in a really good spot. I think we just need a new running back. Ronald Jones wasn't really that good this year. I'm fine with him being the backup because he's still very cheap. But we have $12 million. We have more than enough money to bring in a running back. Jedrick Wills is the top free agent. I'm not going to go after him, but very enticing. The best free agent running back is Austin Eckler. I might give Austin Eckler a shot. He's the same overall, but I feel like we should change something up here, man. Maybe we can have like a running back by committee sort of thing, and maybe that'll actually work. I'll give Austin Eckler a contract. I don't really think I need anyone else on this team, to be completely honest. All right, so we have the 6th overall pick. I'm looking to take a corner, and there's actually a really good corner supposed to go in the 3rd round. If I can get away with taking him in the 2nd, I'd be totally down for that. But let me see if I can get this one defensive tackle. The defensive tackle is gone. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is actually take 2 corners. Mike Clancy looks insane. I think I need to take him later. He's a defensive tackle. Yeah, I have to throw that guy on the draft board. Another early first-round talent guy in the 3rd round. Okay, both of these guys look very good. I feel like I have to take one of them for sure. I'm not going to do that now. I'm going to go with a first-round corner right now, just in case he has hidden. He very well could. And then there's also Sidney Turner, who looks really good in the 3rd round. So we're going to try to get all these guys here. Alani Winslow, normal development trait. At least we have one cornerback who can start if I really need him to. And now we're going to simulate to the 2nd round to probably take another corner, just in case this guy has hidden development trait. And then in the 3rd round, I will try to take one of these defensive tackles. But let's go ahead and take Sidney Turner right now. 76 with hidden. That guy is a great cornerback. He is going to be the number 3 corner on this team for sure. And then now in the 3rd round, we're going to go ahead and take a defensive tackle. I just hope one of them is still available. They are both gone. That is so much pain. They looked so good too. All right, well, our defensive tackle group is definitely coming together. So it's not that big of a deal that we missed. I just wish the first corner had hidden, so I could have just taken a defensive tackle in the 2nd round. Our starting running back is going to be Picasso Presley. That is completely a joke, but I just took him because of the name, to be honest. Picasso. What a name. But I'm going to go ahead and take a defensive tackle. Both of these guys look pretty good. I'm going to go with this man because he has good tackling. B+. 73, normal development trait. All right, we have a ton of defensive tackles. I don't think that man's going to start, but it's fine. This draft could have actually been perfect if I landed one of those defensive tackles. It's okay, though. After the defensive tackle, we get a 63, a 67, and a 66. I'm very tempted to see these other 2 D tackles, though. The best player in the entire class is a 78 overall free safety. Nick Taylor was one of those guys, I'm certain. He had normal development trait, but he's a 78 overall. And then the other one, Mike Clancy, I imagine his name was. He has normal development trait as well. Those guys both look so good. Titus Pitts, I was really thinking about selecting. He has hidden, but I'm glad we got at least one really good corner. It sucks that the 1st round corner we got isn't that good at all, though. Okay, so now the team for the final season is a 90 overall, 92 offense, and 88 defense. Regardless of the record, this is going to be the final year. The offense looks very good here once again. We just really changed our running back. Austin Eckler is now going to start. He's the same overall as Ronald Jones, but Ronald Jones has kind of struggled. I'm hoping Austin Eckler can have a good season for us here. But the receiving core is fantastic. Justin Fields definitely needs to play better as well. The offensive line is very solid. Our tight end is good. We also have a hidden development backup tight end. Sure. Peter Harvey, why not? And then defensively, we have an entirely superstar linebacking core, which is really cool to see there. We also have a new potential superstar at cornerback. The defensive line is very solid as well. We just have a good team. I definitely think this team should make it into the playoffs, but I also thought that last year, and y'all saw what happened then. But let's go to the end of the season, and I'll let you know what the record's all about. Also, I never pointed this out, but the kicker has star development. I just wanted to point that out before I forgot, because I know someone in the comments would have asked me about that if I forgot to show it off. Okay, so we made the playoffs. 10-6 for the record. On top of the AFC East, there we go. Justin Fields had a really good season. 4,400 yards, 40 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. Austin Eckler was definitely solid, 4.2 yards per carry, 8 touchdowns for him. Devonta Smith is insane. 101 catches, 1,500 yards, 13 touchdowns. Michael Gallup, over 900 yards, 9 touchdowns. And then Jacob Delgado has been a really good draft pick. 862 yards, 10 touchdowns for him. The offensive line was fantastic. David Andrews did not allow 1 sack all season. Defensively, 111 tackles for Leighton Vander Esch. We have 18 tackles for loss for Chase Winovich, who had 12 sacks leading the team. 8 for Josh Uche, 7 for Matthew Ioannidis. 3 picks for J.C. Jackson and Sidney Turner. 2 for Stephon Gilmore and Justin Reed. Juwan Bentley, Nick McAllister, Leighton Vander Esch, and Alani Winslow all got 1. 1 defensive touchdown there for Sidney Turner. No safeties, and we have 1 blocked kick from Matt Ioannidis. We were 8th in the NFL in offense. I feel like defense is top 10 for sure. It was 2nd. Defense was very good this year. Patrick Mahomes wins an MVP, Justin Fields at number 4. AFC Offensive Player of the Year, also Patrick Mahomes, Justin Fields at number 3. Defensive Player of the Year is Myles Garrett, Chase Winovich though at number 4. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Maurice McDonald. Peter Harvey at number 4. I think he's the tight end with hidden. Defensive Rookie of the Year is Sidney Turner, the cornerback. We also get to see what his development trait is. Alani Winslow, the other corner, at number 5. Pretty cool to see both of them on that list. We have 6,000 coach experience. I'm going to go ahead and get the running back upgrade, I guess. The team's up to a 93. Actually, I'll get the tight end upgrade. I can get the offensive line one too. I might as well go do that. And now we have to take on the best team in this entire game. So we're probably going to lose. The 89 overall Cleveland Browns. Raekwon McMillan's their outside linebacker. And he has Superstar X Factor. Okay. Let's go to the divisional round. We are not going to win this game. There's almost no way. Yep, 31-14. I figured we'd lose. Let's go straight to the Super Bowl. Kind of an anticlimactic end to this rebuild, but you know, it happens whenever you take on the Browns in the playoffs. The Ravens and the Bears in the Super Bowl. Let's advance by. I think the Ravens are going to win this one. They do, 42-28. I feel like I've been pretty accurate at predicting these so far, this rebuild. But anyway, this is going to do it for this video. Let's quickly go over the development trade upgrades. Devonta Smith is up to a 96 with Superstar. That is amazing. I'm surprised Fields didn't go up, but that's fine. Delgado's up to an 81. Justin Fields is also up to a 97. Defensively, this corner has star development. Chase Winovich is finally up to Superstar. Took him long enough. Now, he's had a bunch of really good years. I kind of expected it to happen by now, though. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.